welcome everybody at home and everybody here. Thanks for joining us again tonight for another part of our community leadership series. Tonight we're going to be talking about, this one's called Getting Down to Business, Planning Strategies That Win. We all need to do a little planning, a little organizing, and setting goals for ourselves. So tonight we're going to talk about that process, things we can do. We're going to play a couple of fun games, and actually this time, guys, I'm not going to lecture you over the material. We're going to play a game and see if we can't learn it in a funner way this time. So it's going to be pretty exciting. Just as we get started, this is mostly for the folks at home that maybe they don't know me yet. Actually, Brad kind of helped me put this presentation together, so this was a Brad idea, so this is good here. I'm Chris Welch. I'm a Technical Assistant Specialist here at Cherokee Nation for the Community and Cultural Outreach Program. That's my email and my office line there. If you guys need anything, email me there or call me on that. And my cell phone is, it's public open note record anyway, so I'll just tell you what it is. It's 918-316-4834. If you can't reach me in any of these places, get me on my cell phone. I always have it on me, or just shoot me a text or whatever you guys need, okay? Let's talk about our agenda a little bit tonight. Of course, we're going to start with our welcome and introductions and talk to you guys about some announcements and things like that as we get started. We're going to cover our learning objectives for the night. We'll do a little icebreaker that Brad came up with, so if you guys don't like it, blame him. Get into some group discussion. We're going to talk about why do we need strategy? Why do we need to do this? What is strategy, and why is it that it's so important to us as organizations? We'll watch a little video, The 5 Reasons to Plan, and yes, I did get copyright permissions to show this one tonight, so we do get to watch it. Brainstorm. We're going to talk about what is a campaign. We're going to talk about campaign, and I know most of you are thinking campaign. It's got to be political, right? No. Campaign is just, it's an action term. It's something that you're trying, it's a change, something that you're trying to change. So we'll get the other side of campaign than the one we're all usually used to. So then we're going to play a little Family Feud tonight. Does anybody know that game? Watch that game for years? I tell you what, I'm a big fan of Steve Harvey these days doing Family Feud. That's quite entertaining. So we'll take us a little break. Maybe get seconds on the pizza. Can't beat that deal. For you guys at home, if you come, you get pizza and prizes and all kinds of things. So it pays to be here. And I think there's chocolates all over the place too. So you guys are missing out at home. We're going to talk about we're going to brainstorm some more, and we're going to identify potential issues that may come along with your planning process. And then we'll do an activity where we're going to cover, we're going to build our own campaign at the end, and then we're going to talk about it in our next steps, what you guys came up with, how you guys can implement a change in your community. And then, of course, we'll do our closing circle, and we'll all go home. And then you guys will take that rest of the pizza with you, so I don't eat it. So, just a reminder for our folks that want to attend our conference, August 28th and 29th here in Tahlequah, Oklahoma at NSU. If you have not registered yet, please, if you can, please register either online or call Brad and have him add you to the list by the 31st, okay? This is so we'll know, have a good head count, know how much food we need to have for everybody, breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. Got to know those numbers, and also so we can have a badge and have your stuff ready for you whenever you register and check in. So otherwise you'll have to stand there and wait for us to make you a badge, and you won't be happy with us, and we'll just try to register before then. The other announcement I want to make to everybody is August the 11th. We will not be having one of these trainings in August because it would have fell right around conference time. We don't want to interrupt that process because we're all going to be busy. But August the 11th will be our cultural training. It will be back here in the OCO training room at 6 p.m. And it will be Dorothy Ice doing
traditional loom weaving.
Traditional loom weaving. Okay, so everybody at home, we will be in here. You guys here, come join us. We do traditional loom weaving with Dorothy Ice. She is a Cherokee National Treasure, so worth the visit on that one. So We will have that one, and then again, the conference August 28th and 29th. We'll just talk about our ground rules. We talked about them last time, to be respectful to one another, wait your turn to speak, observe time frames, which I've already run, so no solicitation. That was a suggestion someone made last time. Cell phone set to vibrate or silent. If you haven't done so, go ahead and do that now. That way we can not have too many interruptions tonight. But by all means, guys, if it's an emergency call or you need to take a call or return a text, that's perfectly fine. There's no problem there. Please do so. And always, there's no wrong answers in here. If that's your opinion, that's fine. And please just have fun, okay? That's what we're here to do. We're here to learn, but we're here to have fun and laugh and network and enjoy our time and eat some good pizza and just have a good time tonight. We're going to start off with our learning objectives. Here's some of the skills. This is the skills that we're hoping to get tonight. One of the skills we're hoping to get tonight is the ability to identify an issue facing the community and a strategy for addressing the problems. Okay. You as a nonprofit organization, and especially members of the board, if you started this organization from the bottom up, it's not something you jumped into later on, but you were on the development level. You guys recognize an issue, a problem in your community, something you wanted to change, something you wanted to make better, something that you really were passionate about. So most of you have already been able to see that problem, but now you may be facing new problems. You may be facing new issues, new things going on in your community. So we're going to talk about how do we recognize those type of issues. We're going to practice concrete strategies for planning the basics of a small campaign. And by what I said campaign a while ago was an action to change something. Not the, like I said, not the campaign we're used to where people want to put a sign in your yard and come vote for me type thing. This kind of campaign is it's a campaign that you make in your community to change something that's an issue. The knowledge we want to get tonight is understanding that a collective problem can be tackled with a collective plan of action. Okay? It's one thing to identify that issue, but it's another thing, well, how do we fix it? You just can't go in guns blazing sometimes. Sometimes maybe plan A, plan B, exit plan. I mean, you want to have an idea of what you're getting into and how you're going to tackle the issue. So that's what we're hoping to get tonight. Now, some of the abilities that we want to get out tonight is the opportunity to utilize analytical problem-solving skills. That's just a process. That's just the process of solving a problem. In most situations, whenever you, as a kid or even in college, doing mathematics, it's an analytical thing. You're solving the problem. You're going step by step until you get the answer. So that's basically the same thing. We're going to use the same process, but to solve the problems in our community. And then the knowledge of how to complete a campaign planning worksheet that you can take with you and move forward on your campaign. You're going to have a handout worksheet tonight. It's basically a guide, a step-by-step, to ask yourself these questions, and hopefully it'll help you guys come up with the answers that you guys are looking for. Now we're going to start off with Brad's Icebreaker. Once again, I said this is Brad's idea, so if you don't like it, it is his fault. You guys can go ahead and let him know about it after it's over. Okay, Brad, if you don't mind, can you help me pass out the paper? What we're going to do, we're going to separate you into groups of 4 or 5. And we are going to build a paper tower with only the paper that you were given. You come up with however you're going to do it. I'm not giving you any other instructions. Whoever has the tallest tower, that's still standing, by the way, by the time our 10 minutes is up, as we're going to do this, actually, you know what? Let's do 5. Let's do 5 minutes. It shouldn't take that long. Let's do 5 minutes, and whichever groups is still standing and is the tallest, so brother, take measure with us. You guys will get, as a prize per person in your group, I need I need one of those game show girls, you know, that can show off the prizes. Whoever wins, your group, each one in your group will receive one of these OCO TV Voices of the Cherokee People coffee mugs. Okay? See, Jennifer, Lauren, we're supporting you here. Okay. As you guys get your paper, as soon as everyone gets their paper, we'll say go. Then everybody can kind of work together. Just kind of work in your groups here. Let's just do 5 people. So just find the closest people next to you and go at it. And Jeff and you guys can just work on your own if you want to. Everybody got paper? Okay. All right. Everybody's got paper. So it is 6:16. You have 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
I got more paper down here if you need more paper.
Those of you at home, if you've got any paper laying around, go ahead and play with us if you want to. And one other thing on the mug, I'm going to hold on to these things until the training is over. You can get it before you leave, so you can't get your mug and just go home. Don't breathe on it.
Call time's up, hurry.
Y'all still at ground zero. What's going on over here? Everybody at home, it kind of appears we've got some natural elements they're fighting against now. Air conditioning, people blowing on it. There might be a little sabotage going on. Exactly. You've got 1 minute to fix it. 1 minute.
Well, he didn't like the game.
All right. 30 seconds. 30 seconds, guys.
I think you were ahead, dude.
I think they were. Time. 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 All right, Brad's got his tape measure. He's going to go around and find out who our winner is. Who's our winner? Proctor? All right. We got Proctor. How many guys are on your team? 3 people. All right. Proctor just won, guys. All of you guys get you a new coffee mug. I'll give you guys this before you guys leave tonight, okay? Awesome. Might need to get it off their tables. Brad's going to come around and collect the excess paper and everything, guys, from you, so you guys have some nice little workspace still. Let's kind of debrief about this activity a little bit. Was it pretty fun? Did you guys have fun doing that? Okay. Let's talk about the pros and cons a little bit. What was one of the pros of doing this activity?
Team building.
Team building? Okay. Team building. What else?
Your lack of talent.
Lack of talent. Okay.
Strong base. I have to say,
Strong base. There you go. Strong base.
from our neighbors.
Hey, learn from neighbors. That's what these are all about.
It's not called that. It's called learning from.
What are some of the cons? What's some of the negatives that you guys found in this activity? All or nothing.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
You need to
What are
have.
some of the other negatives? What was that?
You have to have tall people.
Tall people. Gotta have tall people. Okay.
There is definitely.
I'm automatically out on that deal. Anybody else? Anything else? What's that? Copycatters. Learn from neighbors. Those two go together, don't they? Okay.
Yeah, but weak side, it all falls.
Okay. Weak side, it all falls. Okay.
And when it all falls, somebody gets messy.
Uh-huh. Messy. All right. That's awesome, guys. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that activity. It's always fun to do a little icebreaker, get everybody moving around, excited, laughing, talking. So that's great.
You gonna keep it?
Brad, I can't give up my paper.
Let's get into some, if everybody can kind of get to their seats here, let's talk about some group discussion. Let's talk about this a little bit. And before we move on, did Brad do an okay job picking this thing out? All right, there we go. Brad, do you mind scribing for me here in a minute? Okay. Group discussion. Why is it that we even need a strategic plan? Can anybody tell me that? A start and an end. Got to know where to start and where to end. Okay. Anybody else?
You don't want their plans to fail.
You don't want your plans to fail. Okay. But in order for your plans to fail, you have to have a plan to begin with, right?
Right.
Okay. Anybody else? Any other things that you guys can think of? A goal to work towards. Okay.
Progress.
You can see progress. Okay. Anybody else? Anita, how about you guys? Why do you guys think you need a strategic plan? Why is it important to have one?
Because if you don't have a plan, there's nothing to follow and everything just kind of falls apart into the wayside.
Yeah.
If you don't
Frustration can set in. Stepping stones, absolutely. Let's talk about this a little bit. The material tells us that it sets direction and priorities, which we said. It gives you goals, it gives you priorities, it gives you things to work towards. Okay? It's important to have those because, like I've always said, it's just like driving down the road. I mean, if you don't have an end goal, you don't know where you're going, you're just driving around, right? It gets everyone on the same page, right? A strategic plan will force those items to come out. And in some instances, if communication isn't great in the organization, it will force that communication to happen. It will get people talking to one another, get the subjects maybe a little bit more comfortable for everyone to speak of, and everybody can have the opportunity to say what they want to say. It simplifies decision making. That's another big one. If you've already thought about potential issues, potential problems, potential things that could happen for your organization, if you've thought those out, that gives you the opportunity to have a plan for those, to have a policy in place. So when it does happen, you can just refer to your policy. Okay, there's not going to be a lot of arguing, discussion about this. This is the policy we have set, and this is what we're going to follow. Instead of having the long drawn out, well, I don't want to do this, and you got the one person that's your it's my way or the highway person, doesn't want to do what everybody else wants to go with, and it kind of eases some of that argument when the decision's already been made and a policy's in place. It drives member alignment. What does that mean to you guys? What does drives member alignment mean? It does. Being organized, that's the biggest thing. So many organizations, sometimes that even reverts down to the inability to recruit volunteers or people that want to be a part of what you're doing. If they come in and see that you guys don't have it together, you're putting on an event and you forgot the food and this person was supposed to do that and they forgot to do their part, they see that and it's hard for them to want to be a part of that because what happens whenever you get into an unorganized situation?
You get chaotic.
Chaotic. What comes from things being chaotic? People get frustrated. People get mad at one another. They start pointing fingers at each other, playing the blame game. Those sort of things can happen to you. So being organized, having plans, setting goals for yourself makes you more attractive to outside people. And what are those outside people to you? One, they're the people you serve, right? They're your potential volunteers. And then once they're your potential volunteers, then what can they become? Members. And then they could be possibly your next person that's going to sit on your board of directors. You never know. I mean, you guys don't want to sit on the board for the rest of your lives, right? I mean, you eventually want to kick back and eat one of the pies or the cakes from the bake sale and not have to be the one making all the pies and the cakes and selling them all the time, right? It'd be nice every once in a while. So that helps bring those people in for you. And also it communicates the message. It communicates the message of your organization. It tells, you'll be able with actions, with organization and actions, tell the mission of your organization. Show everyone what your plans are and what you want to do for your community and the change you want to make, okay? That's why these strategic plans are really necessary. I'm going to show you guys this quick video. There's a organization, Tammy and a few others have actually been through some of their facilitation trainings and some of their leadership trainings called Leadership Strategies. They're out of Atlanta, Georgia. They're a great organization. They do some really cool teaching. That's where we kind of have learned all of our facilitation skills on how to work with you guys and how to get you guys involved and keep your attention and those sort of things. But they have an activity here. And what he's going to do is talk to you about the 5 key elements to starting the process of doing a strategic plan and why it's important. And cross our fingers that it works.
Introduction. Why you need a strategy, 5 reasons to plan. Developing strategy takes time and resources. It takes the time and commitment of some of the most highly paid and highly experienced people in your organization. So if your team is not willing to invest the necessary time, we recommend you don't do it. Poor planning is often worse than not planning at all. However, if you are similar to the hundreds of organizations with whom we have worked, and you recognize how taking the time to develop strategy is not only necessary, but critical to the long-term success and health of your organization, the next step is to determine how, and then actually do it. Hi, I'm Michael Wilkinson, founder of Leadership Strategies, the facilitation company. We provide professional facilitators who help organizations develop and implement ongoing strategic plans and processes that drive better thinking, better decisions, and better results. In our strategic planning work, our planning roadmap is called the driver's model, which is described in my book, The Executive Guide to Facilitating Strategy. So why do you need a strategy? Why take time for planning? There are many reasons, but the driver's model focuses on 5 in particular. First and foremost, you need a strategy because it sets a direction and establishes priorities for your organization. Your strategy defines your organization's view of success and outlines the priority activities you must complete to make this view your reality. The strategy will help your people know what they should be working on and what they should be working on first. But without a clearly defined and articulate strategy, you may very well find that your priority initiatives, the ones that will drive the highest success, are being given secondary treatment. Second, you need a strategy to get everyone in your organization on the same page. If you find that you have departments working to achieve different aims or going in different directions, you need a strategy. Once you define your strategic direction, you can get operations, sales, marketing, administration, manufacturing, and all other departments moving together to achieve the goals of the organization. Third, a strategy can simplify decision-making. If your leadership team is having trouble saying no to new ideas, potential initiatives, etc., you need a strategy. Why? Because as mentioned earlier, your strategy will clearly outline the priority activities you must complete to achieve success. Once you're clear on what your priority initiatives are, it makes it much easier to say no to those potential initiatives that will pull you off your focus. Fourth, a strategy drives alignment. Many organizations have hardworking people putting their best efforts into areas that have little to no impact on strategic success. They are essentially majoring in the minors because their activities aren't aligned with the priorities. Your strategy serves as the vehicle for answering the question, how can we better align all of our resources to maximize our strategic success? Finally, a strategy helps you clarify and communicate the message. Many leaders walk around with a virtual strategy locked in their heads. They know where their organization needs to be and the key activities that will get it there. Unfortunately, the strategy is not down on paper and hasn't been communicated thoroughly. As a result, few people are acting on it. When your staff, your suppliers, and even your customers know where you're going, there are even greater opportunities for people to help you maximize your success in getting there. So to summarize, why do you need a strategy? To set direction and priorities, to get everyone on the same page, to simplify decision-making, to drive alignment, and finally, to communicate the message.
Leadership Strategies has helped hundreds of organizations like yours develop successful strategic plans.
So as you can see through that video, there is a reason why we need to do this. There's having the plan, to have the goals for yourself, to get everyone communicating, get everybody on the same page. There's a reason and a rhyme to all this, and tonight we're going to continue to go through that. And what we're going to do now, you'll see a small little handout in there. I think it says page 213 at the very bottom in very little tiny gray lettering. If you can see it, it'll say the 5 steps for building and winning a campaign, which keep in mind, I'm going to keep reiterating that campaign means a change or action in your community, not the election kind. As you guys see, step 1, the first step you need to do is identify the issue. And we talked about that most of you guys have already done that. But what it's telling us is an issue. Identify an issue that community leaders or groups feel strongly about and have a will to fight to change that. Okay. Okay. The second thing is you want to define your team. On step 2, naming your constituency, people who care about this issue and who are willing to fight to change it. Those are the people that you want on your strategic planning committee. Those are the people that you want to help put the plan together, is the people that are just as passionate about it as you are. And they don't have to be just members of your organization. Yes, you're going to want some of your board of directors, some volunteers, and some other folks like that. Local leaders, maybe some people with some sort of power within the community to try to help you set this plan. Okay. Step 3 is research, the power players. You want to find out who the power players in the community are. These are people who want things to stay the same, who need to influence to change their position. You know, maybe it's the fact that they don't really understand what's going on and you need to spend a little time with them to help them see it. Or maybe they're completely opposed to you, completely, and you need to spend a little bit extra time on them trying to convince them of the plans and the things you want to do. Okay. Step 4, you want to develop a path to victory or winning strategy. This is the part where you put the plan together. This is where you plan and you meet and you talk about it, you communicate, you argue with one another, and have come up with that perfect plan that's going to make this work. It's going to create that change. And then step 5 is evaluate the campaign. What do we do when we evaluate the campaign? What do they mean by that? Absolutely. Sometimes when you work on a project so hard and you have so much invested in it, you may have made a mistake. So it's also good to have people, outside different people, constituents in the community, outside evaluators, consultants, just even friends and family that can step in and take a look at the work and see if this really fits what you're doing. I mean, a lot of us, if you go back to being in school, you spend so much time on writing a paper. Every once in a while, you needed to back up from the computer for about 5 minutes, catch a deep breath, grab something to drink, and come back in and then take a look, and you find 5, 6 things that you miss commas in and you misplace things. It's good to take a step back, evaluate where you're at, so you can make sure that it's the best product that you know that you can produce. Okay? All right. Make sure my sound is good here. And this is what we're going to do to learn these things tonight, guys. Do we have any organizations here that have at least 5 people here? Okay, we got Tri-Community Web. Anybody else have 5? You guys have 5? All right. This is what I need, guys. We're going to play a little game tonight. Right after we talk about this brainstorming thing. Keep that in mind. You 5, whenever you're ready, whenever we get to it, I want you guys to come down here. Let's brainstorm what a campaign is just a little bit before we get started. Oops. Get off there. That one had a little extra glue on it. Can anybody tell me what your definition of a campaign is? I know we talked about it a couple of times tonight, but can anybody remember what it is? Change.
Oh,
Okay.
It's a battle. I mean, war talk, it's a battle. It's like you have a strategy in mind, you have a goal, you want to take over a place. You're going to have a campaign to take over that island.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a battle. It's a war. You want to change something. It's an action. It's the ultimate action word. It's a campaign. You're on the campaign to take over something or to change something. Absolutely. Definition is that it is a plan to involve strategy and action to win change in communities. That is the community version definition of what that means. Okay? It's a plan to involve strategy and action. Organizations and groups lead campaigns to win institutional, policy-based structural and organizational power that benefits communities and people. Can anyone tell me maybe a campaign that you're aware of in any community that has taken place maybe locally or nationally? Or anybody give me an example? Relay for Life. Absolutely. That's a great one.
Last night there's a documentary on PBS about this Frisbee ultimate frisbee in Israel, Palestine, and they are putting Muslim children and Israeli children together in this camp for a week. And those kids, the Muslim kids, were saying, "I can't see how we can hate these Israelites or these Jewish people." And the Israelite kids were saying, "I don't see how."
Yeah.
And she said, "I went home and I told my dad, and he said, you guys are just dreaming." And she said, "It's the government that's keeping us at war."
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I mean, and it was a documentary on last night.
Okay, awesome. Bringing two different sides, two different beliefs together, and at a young age, and showing them that it's okay to like one another. That's a great one. The one that there was a documentary over. That's great. That's great. And campaign planning is one of the 4 core elements of organizing. Those are one of the things you come up with. You identify that issue. You come up. Okay, we need to make this plan. We need to find out who can help us make this plan happen. And that part of that campaign helps you come up with a plan of action, set your goals, and gives you things to work towards. All right, here we go, guys. Where's my teams? I'll be right here. That's on. Says it's on. On the side. Let's see. You'll see. All right, guys. Is anybody familiar with this game growing up? Watching The Feud? All right. So, who's going to represent your team on the first one? And I don't have a buzzer, so you guys are just going to have to holler or something. So, who's representing you guys on the first one? All right, Ty, you guys come right here in the front here. All right, go ahead and hit begin down there, Brad. Hit the begin right there. Okay. All right. Okay, everybody at home. This is what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the 5 key elements that we talked about tonight. We're going to play a little feud with this. And I want you guys, we already talked about what they are and what they mean. I want you guys to give me some examples whenever it comes up. All right. Did it come up? Okay. The first one is the top issues associated with strategic planning. As you can see, we surveyed 100 people, and the top 4 answers are on the board. 5. I'm sorry. 5. Okay. Once I am going to repeat the question, which one of you guys comes up with an answer first, just slap the table, and we'll go from there. Since we didn't have enough money to buy buzzers at the last second. So, okay. All right, guys. Top issues associated with strategic planning. Okay.
Build a paper tower as high as you can.
You give me the X. All right, Ty. Planning. No. You guys sit down. I need 2 new people. Man. Okay. Come on, Anita. Come on down. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What are the top issues associated with strategic planning? Anita. Absolutely. Yep. No knowledge and patience is a good one. Okay. Go over to this side. Let's start over here. Remember, you get 3 X's. You get 3 X's. If you guys don't clear the board, they get a chance to steal, and they get all your points. Okay. We'll start right here. Top issues associated with strategic planning. Can you give me one?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Brainstorming. Okay. No vision. Nope. Go ahead and hit X, Brad. Okay, that's fine. Okay. How about you? Oh, Brad. You're giving it away. Okay. What's an issue with strategic planning when you want to plan something? You got one X. Don't know. Give them an X, Brad. All right. So you go through each person. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. You get one more, and they get a chance to steal. All you got to do is get one right. Organizing. Nope. All right. All right, tri-community. You just have to name one thing that's an issue associated with strategic planning. You steal their points.
To identify the issue.
To identify the issue.
Identify the goal.
Okay. Vision. Yep. Number 5. All right. They win. That means they get 41 points on Team 2's side. All right. Next person up. Come on up. Let's go to the second one. All right. It's the next person behind you since you already went. All right. We surveyed 100 people. Who should be on your planning team? The top 5 answers are on the board. Who should be on your planning team?
People in your community.
Yes, number 3, Brad. Oh, you didn't hit the begin, man. Hit 3. All right. Volunteers. Those are people in your community, right? Okay, tri-community. It's yours. We're going to start right here with Pam. Who should be on your planning team? What kind of leaders? Board leaders? Do we have board members, Brad? Number 1, 38 points. Okay, Heather, to you. No.
Repeat the question, please.
Who should be on your planning team?
Normal work, we're not doing it all.
Experts.
People
Okay.
from CCO.
People. That'd be number 4, local powers. Local powers, that's right. All right. All right.
I said hire an expert.
That's local powers.
Contractors.
Nope. That's X number 2. Okay, back to you. If you get one more X, they get a chance to steal. Nope. All right. Anita, you guys have a chance to steal. Nope. Tri-community, you get it. It's committee members. Committee members. And then, of course, Uncle Joe, too. So.
That's just one. What's the other one?
All right, next person up, please.
Who's Uncle Joe?
Hey, I can't control what the people that surveyed said. Heather, come on up. Come on up. Next one. How many points did they get, Brad? Okay. All right. 100 people surveyed. Top 4 answers on the board. Who would you research to be the power players in the community? Who should be the power players? Heather. Yes. Opponents. Number 3. Absolutely. Your side. Your side. Okay. We have 3 more left, Tri-Community. Who are your power players? Okay. Vernon? Who are the people that you need to recognize in your community as players in this? What's that?
Elders.
Mm-mm.
What? Old people and little kids, you can't go wrong.
Okay.
I'm gonna say board members, community board members.
Number 1, constituents.
Yay!
All right, we got 2 and 4 left. 2 and 4. You only have 1 X.
That would be like our financing.
Number 2, allies. People that support you. Okay, we only got 1 left. You guys get this last one. You guys take all the points on this one. Okay. Local entities. Nope. Okay, you got 1 more. Got a chance? You got 1 more. Here, it's to you, Heather. Okay, 5 seconds. This has to come from you, not them. It's got to come from you, Heather. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, you guys got a chance to steal all their points. It's the last one. Who would you research to be the power players in your community? No. It is targets, people that you want to target in your community. Your
Elders. Young kids.
You guys get all the points there. You guys are in the lead, so I wouldn't knock it just yet. Next people up. Next people up. Come on. Only got 2 more. You guys just forfeited or what? Oh, there she is. Okay. All right. 100 people surveyed. Top 4 answers on the board. How do you develop a path to victory in planning? Pam. Number 4, absolutely. Try community. All right, Heather. How do you develop a path to victory?
By planning.
Number 3, exactly. Mr. Vernon, it's to you.
Financial support.
No.
Own people.
No. No. You already said evaluate. That research and that's already evaluate. Okay, you got 2 X's already. There's 2 more left. How do you develop a path to victory in planning? What are some of the things that you would do? No. All right, that's 3, guys. Okay, there's two left on the board. You guys have a chance to steal. How do you develop a path to victory in planning? Was one of the things that you do.
Everybody on the same page.
Communicate, number 1. All right, the other one was meet together. All right. We're down to the last one. Down to the last one. So everybody up. Somebody up. No, just somebody up. Whoever's next. This is our last one. And if we need to go to Final Feud, we will go to Final Feud. We will go to Final Feud. And I have some great ones on this one. All right. 100 people surveyed. Top 4 answers on the board. How do you evaluate your plan or strategy? Ty. Yes. Debrief. Number 1, debrief. All right. All right, guys. CBIHP, you got 3 more left. How do you, Anita, we're starting with you. How do you evaluate your plan or strategy? Oh, wait, there's Jeopardy. I can't do that.
Yeah, do it, hurry.
Okay, you got 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Two, 1. What was that? No. Okay. How do you evaluate your plan or strategy? How do you evaluate it? What was that?
I don't know how to put it in words. Put it on paper.
Okay. Present it to the community. There we go. Number 2.
Wow.
All right. We got 1X, so we got 2 more to go. How do you evaluate your plan or strategy? No. That's 2 X's. Okay. If you get a third X, Tri-Community can steal. We got 2 left.
Question again, please.
How do you evaluate your plan or strategy? 10 seconds. Don't know? X. Okay, Tri-Community, you got a chance to steal. Come up with 1 answer.
Say it one more time.
How do you evaluate your plan or strategy?
I was saying that you see your end result at your beginning.
Like doing a survey or something like that. Like,
Okay.
I don't know how you would.
Okay.
Ask the community, not-
Is that your final answer?
Survey, yeah.
Must not be right.
Number 3, outside critique. Absolutely. You guys steal.
Good answer.
All right. I'm going to need Anita from this side, and I need Pam from this side. Welcome to Final Feud. Since Tri-Community Web is so far ahead at this point, you still have a chance to win. If you win this category, their points are wiped away, and you can still win this. Okay? This is our Final Feud. Go ahead and hit the button, Brad. Who are the oldest gentlemen in the CCO office? Pam.
Rob.
How old is Rob?
Well, Lord, I
Yeah, he can speed limit. 60, 61, 62.
64.
Rob is right. He is 64 years old. You guys get a chance to play. There's 2 more on the board. If you get 1 more right, you guys win. Yeah, you got to come over here. Okay. So, Mark, there it is. You have your champions, guys. You have your champions.
Kevin.
Nope. Go ahead and get on the last one. It's Kevin. It's Kevin. There we go. All right. How many? 5 of you guys? Have a little prize for you guys for winning.
Yay! Okay, we need to go into the office.
How many more we got? 5 more. he said. One more. Let's get JR 1, 2, and Tina 2. Get the whole group one. All right, guys. That's a little bit different way to play this and learn a little bit, wasn't it? Play a little game. One of the biggest things is whenever you look to evaluate and you look to do these things within your organization, it's all a process, and keep in mind that it's a process, especially when it comes to evaluation. Whenever you look at evaluation, I know it can be difficult at times whenever you put your heart and soul into a project and those sort of things, and you ask someone to take a look at your work, and sometimes, feelings can kind of get hurt sometimes whenever you've put so much effort into it. So, I just don't really see how this is going to work, or I really don't understand what you're thinking here, or whatever. But that kind of critiquing is good. It helps you move forward. It helps you correct your mistakes and helps you come up with really as close to a perfect plan as you can. So always keep that stuff in mind, guys. We're going to go ahead, take a 10-minute break, use the restroom, get you some more pizza if you want to. And when you guys come back, we'll talk about our handout and the process of doing this and getting you guys thinking and working together, okay? started back on the second half here. I know we better put something in it. Welcome back, everybody, especially for everybody at home here. We're going to get started on our second portion tonight. First, we're going to kind of get started with some brainstorming. We're going to kind of get the juices back to flowing again. You know, we took a little break. We've been watching a good battle of Family Feud go on. So let's talk about some potential issues that you may run into. Can anybody tell me some potential issues that you may run into whenever you start doing the strategic plan? We kind of talked about it in our game just a little bit ago. What are some of the things we could run into? Difference of opinions.
Yeah, Nelly naysayers.
Negative people.
Yeah.
Negative people. Anybody? Anything else? What are some other issues? No money.
No volunteers.
No volunteers. Okay. Anybody else? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? I was going to say how many people. Okay. Let's talk about this. What can be an issue? What are some of the things that's what we just kind of talked about. What are some of the things that can be an issue? Roadblocks. Okay. Like driving home roadblocks? Or?
Yeah.
Difference of opinion roadblocks.
Difference of opinions. A lot of the times you can get into those type of issues on difference of opinion, and sometimes, I mean, we don't know any stubborn people, do we? There's not anybody that you know that's stubborn?
I only know one.
You just know one? Yeah, I only know one too, and it's usually me. So those are some of the things you can run into. We talked about it here. Naysayers, people, the difference of opinion. Your naysayers people are usually pretty negative no matter what's going on. You know, you could bring them free pizza to the event. You know, why'd you not bring me 2 pizzas? I mean, you know, they're never happy. It's hard to make them happy. No money. No money is a big issue for a lot of folks, you know. What happens when you don't have any money? It's not going anywhere. What's the solution to that? Have a bake sale. Go make some money. Make some money. No volunteers. Now, that's a big one. That's the one I hear from everybody. No volunteers. Nobody wants to help me. It's just us. How do we solve that situation? And what's that cause when we don't have anyone to help? You recruit. There you go. And there's several ways to do that. Hopefully within the next year, I'm hoping to bring a special consultant in to do a Saturday training with us that will talk to us about the different community engagement techniques that there are out there to try to draw those folks in. Who's most of the people that can cause these issues? Outsiders? Okay. Anybody else besides people from the outside? Uncaring people, okay? Go ahead and write these down too, Brad, if you don't mind. Uncaring people, okay? Anybody else? Burned out people. Burned out.
Maybe disinterested.
Disinterested, okay? Maybe they got a lot going on and they just can't really focus on what you got going on anymore. Or nothing at all.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? Any other people that you can think of that cause these issues? Okay, board members that are some of those people. Okay. What's that?
People that complain all the time.
People that complain all the time, the negative people, complainers. Okay, absolutely. How do we recognize when it's an issue? How do we recognize that's an issue whenever they're doing things like this? Okay, nothing happens. You're stale. You're not moving forward. There's no progress. Okay, what's another way that you can realize these situations are going on? Conflict. Conflict or friction. And what usually comes with conflict or friction? Anger, frustration. People quit. People just walk away. They don't want to deal with it anymore. Those type of things will happen too. What is another way that you recognize an issue? No changes are made. How about when, you know, your constituents, the people that you're serving, come to you and talk to you about those things? When they come and say, you know, I really don't feel welcome here. This person's negative to me every time I'm here. This is going on. We have to be able to listen to everyone. whenever those sort of things happen. And here's the most important question. How do we fix these things? How do you fix it? How do you fix these situations?
Wow.
Can't say that on TV.
Take a different approach.
Take a different approach. Absolutely. What's another way that we can fix these things? Talk about it. Communicate. Actually handle the situation and not just let it go.
Pray about it.
Pray about it. There we go. We can say that on TV. Any other ways that we can handle and fix those type of situations? How about you, Brad? Do you have any ideas here on how you fix that?
Like she said, a duel.
A duel. Deborah, we've talked about this nonviolence. I mean, is the anger management not working? You work in counseling your whole life and you still can't get it figured out. Okay. And most importantly, whose responsibility is it to carry out the plan that's placed?
Everyone involved.
Everyone involved. But ultimately, who does it fall upon? The board. Absolutely. All these problems are your problems. And that's why it's your responsibility, and that's why it's good to help put these plans together, put a strategic plan together to help you guys settle these situations, because ultimately they're always going to fall on your lap. They're always going to be something that you're going to have to handle. So that's why it's always good to have a plan, a policy, a way to handle these things, okay? And this is what I want you guys to do right now, collectively. Let's get us a new sheet, Brad. I want you to come up, give me 3 issues. Just give me 3 issues that will pertain to community planning. And what we're going to do with these 3 issues is that's what we're going to, after we get done with this, we're going to talk about our worksheet, our form that kind of helps us break all this down. And we're going to take these 3 issues and we're going to get into some groups and we're going to take those situations. You guys are going to tell me how you're going to fix them by using that form. So anybody have any ideas of what's 3 issues that can pertain to the community planning that would be an issue for you?
A disgruntled neighbor.
A disgruntled neighbor. That's a good one. That's a good one. You said money? Money. Financial problems. That's a good one. We need one more. One more, guys. Communication. What kind of? Give me a situation, Arslan.
Say for instance, if we have a project going on, we need to know what steps, well, more like who's in charge of certain projects.
Okay.
And so, for instance, like if we have a person doing, maybe go and buy the food,
Okay.
I'm going to do something else, we need to make sure we have an understanding of what to do.
Okay. An understanding. So talk to internal communication. Absolutely. That's a great one. Okay. Now, if you guys will, and I thought this cartoon was kind of funny, and it says, avoid problems and you'll never be the one to that overcame them. Does that really work? I mean, just to avoid problems? No. Can't just sweep them under the rug. That doesn't mean that they go away. Exactly. That'd be a big old Persian rug. I don't think we got any of those laying around. So.
You have to go out and get clean too.
If you guys look in your packet, you should see a page like this. Okay. What this is the handout. This is called the Campaign Planning Strategy Chart. And again, I'm going to refer to that campaign does not mean to have an election. It is it's a plan of action to take in your community. And as you guys take a look at this, you'll see some examples down on this. I'm just going to briefly go over this with you guys so you guys can get an idea of what this chart is all about. And what this chart is designed to do is to help you guys break down your problem, help you break down, kind of identify the resources in your community, take a look at where you're at and where you need to get to. Okay. The very first thing says issue. What's your issue? What are you fighting for? What are you looking to do? What's the problem? And you want to put that there. And here it says on theirs to close the achievement gap amongst Black, Latino, Pacific Islander students and white and Asian students. Only 50% of those students graduate from high school. And that's the problem that they've identified, that that there's only 50% of the students in those ethnicity groups that are actually graduating. And then they set goals for yourself. You can see there's a short-term goal box, an intermediate goal box, and a long-term goal box. Okay? What we'll do on our activity is we'll set the maximum, the long-term goal at 5 years. And then we'll kind of look at where we need to go. Your short-term goal, maybe it's 6 months to a 1 year plan. What are you going to do in that short term? Intermediate could be a 2 to 3 year plan, and then finally you want to have this all taken care of within 5 years. That's not how a real strategic plan is going to be or how it would be, but we're just going to kind of set that limit on what we're going to do tonight, okay? And as you can see, their short-term goal is to get the school board and the superintendent to adopt a resolution to close the achievement gap and ensure a high-quality education for all by 2020. That's their short-term goal. Their intermediate goal is by 2015, they want to increase that from 50 to 75% within that time period. They want to increase it by 25% within that time period given. And then their long-term goal is they want it to, by 2020, it to be 90%. They want to increase it by 40% from the original percentage by the end of this term. Okay? No, please be as realistic as you can. Yes, you want to reach for the highest star, reach for the biggest moon, but you have to be realistic about it as well. Real timetables, real things that can actually be achieved in your time frames. And then the next box is down, as you'll see. These are the people that you need to identify that are players in this. We talked about that in the game. Who are your constituents? Constituents are who we are and who we are fighting for. Basically, your people in your community. Who are the people that you're working for? Your allies. Allies are people who you can count on for support. Okay, they're the people that support what you're doing. You still need, even though they're on your side, you need to identify who those people are, okay? The next one would be opponents. Those are people that are opposed to what you have going on. Those are the people that don't want you to succeed. These are the people that don't see eye to eye with you. These are the folks that you need to spend a little bit more time trying to convince of your plan. They're the people that are going to be a harder sell. Your allies are already behind you, but your opponents aren't. So those are the people you need to spend the majority of your time on trying to convince of your plan. And then your targets, which was the one we had a hard time getting on the game. These targets are the people who can make the change that we need made. Those are your local power people. Those are your people that have the ability to change things, make laws, change funding, make funding available. Those are your local power people. Those are your folks. We really need to identify all these folks. Next, as you drop down, we need to identify the resources that we already have established, already have in our possession that help us move towards this plan. We need to identify what we already have. Okay. In this one, they already have the stories of the students. They have the data about their outcomes. We have students and parents who are fed up with the process, and then there's also several allies on the school board and the board of supervisors. Okay, they've kind of got some people already playing in their ballpark already. Okay. Then the next box is the resources that they need to obtain or achieve to help the plan move forward. That's the next one. And according to theirs on the example, they need more teachers and faculty on their side. They need more people who are willing to help teach and make that change, to go the extra mile, to spend more time with those kids that need it instead of just going home at the end of the day and not spending a little time to help kids that are struggling out just a little bit. That's what they're saying that they need. They're saying they need better teacher preparation programs and they need a new principal training program. Those are the things they say that they need to achieve to help make their plan work. Knowing all these things that we just talked about, at the very bottom you say, It says, what are our tactics and our actions? What's our plan? How are we going to do this? How are we going to make this happen? Okay. And what this says that they're going to do, they will meet with the school board to work out the details of the resolutions. They will do presentations to principals and teachers. They will do a video PSA that can educate the public about the crisis. They will march to City Hall and write articles in the paper and do whatever it takes to the public to know what is happening in the schools. They're going to make everyone aware of this. That's their campaign. Their campaign is to make everyone aware, have these meetings, and try to make that change. Try to convince people of the change that's needed. Okay. This is just what it's called. It's a planning strategy chart. This helps you break it all down. How many of you guys find it easier when to do something that's maybe a little bit difficult, maybe a hard conversation to have, when you actually do have a model or something to follow, something to help guide you through it? It can really, me too. I mean, it's so much easier that way. And it's not that it's easier. This is still a difficult thing to do. But with this, it guides you, gives you an opportunity. It's just like going to IKEA or something, you know. Hey, you just bought this awesome desk, but it's in 14,000 pieces by the time you get it back. So if you lose the instructions, you may be in trouble. But if you got the instructions, it may take a while, but you can figure it out. So those are some of the things that kind of comes along with this. Kind of think of this as a piece of furniture that you're going to have to put together, really. So that's what this is. You'll see another handout, guys. This is a blank one. This is blank. And what we're going to do is break you up into teams of 5. And we're going to assign you one of these 3. Each group will get one of these 3 things. That's your issue. That's your problem. And what I want you to do, I'm going to give you, let's see how much time we have. If I have enough time, I'll give you a little extra time. Let's go ahead and give you guys 20 minutes. I'll give you guys 20 minutes once we give you your problem or your issue. And then you guys can fill out this form. And then after it's done, we'll take a couple of minutes and you guys can tell us what you guys come up with, who's the important players, and what type of action you're going to take to try to solve this situation, okay? Let's start with back here. What do we have? Let's get all of you guys on one team right here. And I want you guys to tackle disgruntled neighbors. I think somebody in this group has a little experience with that. So, and let's get tri-community together over lack of funds. All of you guys, let's get you guys all together. Let's not separate you. Let's keep you guys together. So let you guys work through it, okay? Lack of funds right here. And then let's see here. Let's get you guys all right here working together, okay? You guys are good? Let's do internal communication. You guys can't communicate with one another, okay? You guys don't want to talk. You just assume you see her at the grocery store, you just turn and go the other way because you don't even want to look at her. Okay? Let's go to you guys here, folks. Let's do disgruntled neighbors, okay? You guys are good with conflict resolution. We've been over it. So let's start there with you guys, okay? And then we have CBIHP. Let's give you lack of funds. You talked about lack of funding. Let's get you guys on that. And then Proctor, let's give you guys internal communication. Get you guys internal communication, which means you don't like to talk to the people on the board. You're not communicating well. You're not doing those sort of things, okay? I'll give you guys 20 minutes. If you guys need any help, raise your hand. Tammy, myself, Brad will walk around and try to help you guys out a little, okay?